Hi, it's me again with Corel Draw Tips and Tricks, and I promise this is the last video of this series. I'm just having too much fun with it. I hope it amuses you a little bit. So if you remember from the last video that we grouped all this, or we combined it all together, how about if you wanted to take this shape on all four sides? So take your shape tool and select all those and right-click, break apart. Go ahead and select those, right-click, break apart. Select these two lines, right-click, break apart. Let me zoom in a little bit so you can see this maybe. So I'm just taking the shape tool, selecting those, right-click, break apart. What that does do now is those lines are separated now, so we can just swipe through there with the virtual segment delete key and we have those lines broken. Now here's kind of the key. This is still together because we combined it, so you need to go to Object and break the curve apart. Now these are separated, but they're also separated like this. And I actually think I have a set of double lines in there, but that's regardless. So take this and Control G to group it together, Control G to group it together, and then just hit the plus sign on your keyboard and rotate it 90 degrees. It's really easy if you have Snap to guidelines and object and page on when you're doing this, especially object, because this is an object. So we're just going to grab this, get a little closer, and then zoom in. And then take this 4-point X cross, what I call it, and it should snap to a node right there. And it didn't. So let's do it again. I do have an extra line in there. We can just delete it. So there's one of them. Take this one and do the exact same thing. Just take that 4-sided X and it should snap on a node on that curve. And it did, and there's that double line again. I should have cleaned this up before I did the video, but it is not going to affect us. Now you're almost there because this is a group. You can Control G this one, or Control D and make a duplicate, and then mirror it. We're going to nudge it over. It's not going to match up, but it'll be pretty close. And what I mean by the 4-pointed cross is right there. You can see a cross. You actually need to get on kind of the top one and have it snap to that top node. It's a little bit difficult, but it's easily done when there's that many lines. We're a hair off. Let's go a little bit better. And sometimes it's better just to back up. And there we go. Now, looks pretty cool. It's a little different. Let's zoom in here and let's get our Smart Fill tool. We're already starting with purple, so there's our purple. Go backwards this time, blue. I'm just using this Smart Fill tool, and if you didn't watch the other videos, I made a Smart Fill Docker, or whatever you want to call it, a palette of I made 2 greens. The next color should be yellow. I just made a palette of my colors that I'd picked. It's called a document palette. So I'm only using the document palette. So there you have a totally different look. And like I did yesterday, you could take the Smart Fill tool and fill it in with any number of colors. You could go back to your RGB palette and let's just fill it in with a flesh color or a light orange. And then you have a totally, and it would be a pretty neat deal if you were doing something for a child. Just a neat design. Anyway, I hope that helped a little bit, and thank you for watching.